Hello, I'm Mariana Danilovich with Ultra Live TV, and we're here at Digital Hollywood Fall with Grant Michaelson, who's the VP of Business Affairs with ABC.
Yes.
Tell us about the work that you're doing related to transmedia.
Sure. So I'm responsible for taking primetime content at ABC and making deals to put that content in on-demand platforms, including internet, mobile wireless, and cable VOD. And I'm here today and just to check out the summit and the state of business and television, which is interesting. And also on Wednesday, I'll be moderating a panel discussing the challenges that relate to monetizing content across platforms, particularly and how those challenges are informing the kinds of deals that networks and television studios are making to try to find a way to make something more out of television.
So what is an average term of a transmedia deal these days?
I guess, so when you say, transmedia, you're talking about what we would call, I guess, in our old folks, we would call it cross-platform.
Cross-platform.
Okay, yeah. So they're, for scripted content, it's typically not more than 1 year. And for alternative, it's typically the life of the series, which goes to the heart of how the programming is funded. And typically, a network is paying all of the cost of producing a reality show, whereas for scripted content, it's just a portion of the actual production costs, and the studio that's responsible for making it is running a deficit, so they're going to reserve a bit more rights.
So this is on the production side. In terms of distribution, how long are the deals?
That's what I'm actually.
They're actually.
It's a 1 year deal, and so if the show's renewed for a year, you're looking at making a new deal, and it's a tremendous undertaking to try to get those done, and sometimes they can't be done because a lot of studios and networks are trying to feel their way to the best possible arrangement, and there's a lot of differing opinion as to where content should go and for how long.
So interestingly enough, these 1 year deals. Let's pick a show on ABC that maybe has a 1 year deal.
Sure, Modern Family.
Modern Family, which clearly one of the hottest shows on television, probably shorter term if you could, right? Because you wanted renewed and renewed.
Well, actually, at the network, we would prefer the longest possible time to have it online in conjunction to help support the on-air broadcast. But the studio, the term of that deal is informed by the studio, is informed by Hulu, and there are varying stakeholders that have opinions on how it should work. So that's a principal reason I think why the deal is only for 1 year.
And the producers, of course.
I can only speculate as to the level of influence that the producers actually have when it comes to directing where the content that is owned by the studio goes.
Got it. So the studio who's producing the show, in essence, owns the broadband rights, and then the network owns some broadband rights, and then some mobile and some ITV. And where is that split today?
Well, yeah, ownership is a real interesting word. I guess I would say that the studio owns the show, and they license their rights to the show to the network, in this case ABC. And then where digital rights work out as part of that arrangement is really an exchange of rights, of frozen rights. And so at this point, the studio is reserving the right to put it on iTunes and other permanent download platforms. And at this point, the network currently has the rights to a window of time to put it on places like Hulu.
So, in essence, Modern Family is kind of in a pay-per-view window still.
Well, there's always after in the case of Modern Family, after the show is broadcast, then you can find it on iTunes, Amazon, Xbox, that sort of thing. And the Studio 20th is making it available there. And then after it's broadcast, you'll also find it for free for a window of time on Hulu and ABC.com. That's practically how it presently works out.
And then that ends after a year.
That arrangement ends after.
And then you can renegotiate based on the performance. Right. And then once you have an ROI on the actual each media's performance, one can negotiate different terms.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, there are other factors, and people want to do more things and put it in different places and for different periods of time, and those are the ongoing discussions.
That's fascinating. It seems like your job's become more and more interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, because I don't think that the rest of the world that hasn't been necessarily in these highest level network negotiations really understands the complexity of the issues fundamentally underlying all these rights.
It's confusing for all of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that, because it seemed confusing to the rest of us. But we hope that it's in your fine hands and it will be solved.
Thank you.
Thank you for participating. Good luck with your panel.
Thank you.